Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Start that. What's up, George? What's going on today?
Today we have writer Charles Santino, and we're going to be talking about his book Rammer on Indiegogo.
And that was the trailer, so let's go. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. What the? Welcome to Catch the Craze Podcast. What's going on with that? That was you?
No, I don't know what
Somebody was playing that in the background. Welcome to Catch the Craze Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's
George's acting up. There was like
What's
some sort
happening?
of tunnel
What?
reverb and stuff.
what? I'm like, yo, what happened? You got a glitch? What's going on, everybody?
That was you
Welcome
playing
to
that stuff. Bust you in the head.
No, welcome to another episode of Catch the Craze. And today on the show we have Charles Santino. Charles Santino.
Yes.
His book is called Rammer.
Rammer.
And you know, I am getting a lot of I hear an echo in my head. Anyway, yes, we do have Charles Santino on the show today. We also want to thank everybody for pledging to our Kickstarter, which right now we just got the funds, right?
Nope.
I believe the funds we haven't gotten them yet.
No, we did not. They just checked the bank account.
Waiting on the funds to come in so we can start sending these books out to
Stop
print.
acting up.
But yeah, man.
No, they just reconciled because it took a minute to collect all the funds. You know, there was some delays.
Yes.
They just
indeed.
reconciled. So now we just got to wait for them because until we get the funds and we send everything to press, they won't let me launch the launch page for Forbidden.
Sammy said reconcile. This kid is using some terms. People are like, wow, you in trouble? You in trouble?
Yeah, they did it on Saturday.
Yes,
So
they
Saturday they closed the books. Saturday 8 p.m.
More words.
They
more
closed
big
the books
words.
on the financials. And so then now they got to go and go through accounting, make sure they take the appropriate amount of funds that they are owed, and then they'll distribute it to me. And so that won't happen. It usually takes a week after they reconcile.
in layman's terms, they're
Yes.
collecting all of the money that
They
was
took my
pledged.
money.
I know, Crystal. They basically collected all of the money. Yes, they took your money, Crystal. Big shout out to Crystal Haskins, who's on the show, who's watching the show right now.
Yes.
So yeah, we're just waiting for that to go through into the bank account so that we can send everything out. They just let us know on Saturday that they were that they had collected
Yeah,
everything.
they play hardball. I can't believe I can't have a landing page for Forbidden. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess they want to make sure that you don't stiff anybody, and that
At this
that
point-
campaign is good to go.
At this point, our reputation should speak for itself, man. What the heck? It's like,
Yeah,
I
man.
get, but we're not big guppies. We don't raise big money like everybody else.
We're little guppies.
Yeah. What is it? You were insignificant like a piece of lint. What that was from The Equalizer.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Go back.
Remember The Equalizer? Denzel Washington sitting at the table. He go, it's like you don't matter to me. You matter not to me.
You matter not. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
So
I actually have to go back.
you saw what is it? People's or Newsday about Todd McFarlane, that the demand for his new series, Bourne's Universe, is like out of control with the sales before it even hits the stores.
What are you acting up, Sam? I texted you that story today. What are you talking about?
That's
Have
what
you
I'm
seen
saying. I'm bringing up the convo. What the hell? Stop backing up. He's like, hey, tell the world I sent it.
You over here? Have you seen? I'm like,
No, that's the documentary on Sci-Fi. But no, Newsday just posted an article on that too.
Yeah, this is a full article on that also. No, he did. He's got what 100 and something thousand pre-orders or something like that of that book.
Cray.
Yeah, he's going insane. He's
He's rock star.
in.
And you heard Rob Liefeld's going to be at Big Apple Con?
Is he? Big Apple. Wow.
Yeah, in
Big
July,
Apple.
the same weekend that I'm in PA.
Oh, okay. That's happening the same weekend.
They're
There's
doing a
lot going
one-day
on.
show. They're doing a lot of one-day, last-minute shows.
Yeah. I guess they're trying to get as much money as they can.
Yes, I
coming in.
know.
I wonder how much it is gonna cost to get in there.
Well, if it's $600 for an artist alley table, I can imagine what they're charging at the door. Especially if Rob Liefeld's going to be there.
Yeah.
George isn't. He is abuelo.
Abuelito. Anyway, yes. So here we are. We are doing another episode of Catch the Craze. This isn't a Kickstarter special; it's an Indiegogo special. As our guest has a book on Indiegogo, who is almost funded. It's almost fully funded.
Yeah, he's like $11 away from being funded. He's got 20
backers, 26 days.
26
so
days.
yeah.
He's got a hike. He's got plenty of time to make it.
Oh,
The artwork is nice.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
We opened up with the trailer, and that thing looked like a straight up cartoon.
Yeah, the trailer was nice. Whoever did it did a great job with the trailer.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Rammer, Master Thief. And
We knew a Rammer.
We knew a Rammer.
Rammer Martinez, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Rammer.
Whatever
yeah.
happened to Rammer?
He. It's funny. It's a small world, man. He's friends of a friend of mine, and I didn't even know that.
How
he
many
knew
of us
her
have
and-
them?
Dude,
Friends.
it's like 6 degrees of freaking Rammer over here. But no, I believe he's still doing his thing. But yeah, this book looks amazing artwork. It's
Yes, in fact, I have his slideshow available here on the screen of those images. I mean, look at the artwork. The coloring, the colorist did a great job with that. Makes it pop. Looks animated. The art style is pretty fantastic. The angles, the camera angles are dope. It looks
Very
good.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Master Thief in a future police state.
Yes, indeed.
So it's by Marcosia, but they're not going to print it. They're only doing ebooks, which is why he's doing his Indiegogo. So that's interesting. You have a publisher, but they're not going. They're only publishing it digitally. So, that's an interesting twist to things. It was like that one publisher that told me, "Yeah, we'll publish your book, but you need to pay us to publish it." I was like, "Are you crazy? Are you smoking something?"
Yeah, it's currently on a Comixology. So if you guys want to pick that up, go to Comixology, look up Rammer, Rammur. And it's on there right now. Art by Carlos Aon, Dave Barden, Matt Chick, Paulo Perez, Marco Perugini. So yeah, it looks good. 52 pages.
Yeah, he's got the squad.
Full color. Yeah. So that's interesting that they want. I guess it's more cost effective to go digital than it is to print.
Let's get digital. Wow. I wanna get digital. Remember this? Remember the song? Let's get physical.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh snap! Yes, indeed.
Let me get that PDF. That PDF.
Oh shit! Oh man, you're like Weird Al Yankovic.
I know, right? Oh shit! I had one of those days, bro. That's why I had to hit the bottle. I had to hit the bottle.
Oh, you hit the bottle early today?
Yeah, a river runs through it. It was rough. It was rough.
Dude, that rain came down hard.
Yo, I had a sinkhole on my lawn.
Woo.
A sinkhole on my lawn, and water's coming into my basement. Mud was coming into my. I was like, yo, what's going on?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! I flipped out. I called the company that had to redo my piping because they're the ones who put the soil back in and it never settled and it's been raining for days. And so they came in today and they had to redo the groundwork and close up and secure the foundation wall.
Oof,
yeah.
Geez.
I was like, yo, I said, I'm not paying for this. This is on your watch. I have a sinkhole on my lawn. You just dug it up last week. It's not happening. Yo, it was rough.
Jeez. Holy cow.
Yeah, man.
Man.
The life.
Wow.
Yeah, so today was a non-productive day for me in the House of Craze. So I'm looking forward to just unwinding and talking to a guest. Y'all whining about a minor rainstorm. No, we've been having storms every day. It's been crazy. You know what's crazy is it starts off in the morning, bright and sunny. Then all you hear is like, you know when you get that rumble in your stomach and you know it's about to go down? It's like you hear that rumbling and then it just comes down and it doesn't stop. It's like torrential. It's been like that for days.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, listen, Crystal lives in Florida, so she knows about that kind of stuff. But today was rough for us over here.
Yeah, it's been all week, and it's gonna be like that the rest of the week too.
Yeah, and it's hot, man. It's hot.
Yes. I think that's what it is. I mean, you get this extreme heat wave, and then there's torrential downpour, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oof. Indeed. But yeah, no, Crystal. Big shout out to Crystal. Thank you for watching. She watches and likes to bust on me, but that's all right. We cool. Like that. We cool like that. But yeah, so a couple of things coming down the pike for us. We do have our 300th episode that's coming around the corner.
Oh yes, she'll be coming around the corner when boom, there it is. Yes. Bomb. Countdown to 300. 300. Countdown to 300. It's coming.
Sparta.
It should be around August. We should be hitting episode 300 around August. It's in a few weeks. So it's going to be fun. So here's the challenge. Everybody who's been following us, all our subscribers, because it's the number 3 and it's our 300th episode, we're going to go live. But we want a minimum of 30 people in the audience because we're going to hold 3 mega raffles. These are dope raffles. And so if we can get 30 people in the audience, spread the word. We're going to have 3 raffles to celebrate 300. So 333. It's going to be off the chain. So that's huge for us. It's 300 episodes where we interviewed someone. That doesn't include, what's in the box, the Crazy Nintendo Less, all of the side stuff. This is specifically interviewing people. Yo, nerds of the round in the house. So the countdown, you're gonna start seeing the countdown posted everywhere on social media, and we're hoping that everybody who subscribes to the channel joins us for the celebration, because we're gonna have again 3 mega raffles. We need 30 people in the chat room to celebrate 300. So we want that 3-peat.
300. Oh, I will be using quarter water spinners all day.
So get that spinner out.
Spinning wheel is back.
Hey George,
spin that wheel.
Go, because that wheel goes brink.
Don't be hating on my wheel, bro. I know. Don't be hating on my wheel.
Yes,
and shout out to the nerds of the round. couple of weeks ago, we had Sebastian Bonet on the show. And next week, this Friday coming up, we're going to have Law on the show. So he will be on the show.
This Friday, yeah.
Yeah, 2/3
down. And all the George Medina fans out there, check out What's in the Box on Thursday. What's in the Box on Thursday because I'm featuring Rush 5377, the first version from 2005 and the new version from 2019. I'm telling you, you got to check it out. It's a great look at history and a great look at George's evolution in the comic game. So it's really good. It's a really good episode. You know, I got some digs in there, but it's gonna be fun.
Nice, of course. I would expect.
It's a little over 20 minutes. So it's a good episode.
What?
Yes.
People gotta pull us. Spartans is right.
Yes, and then don't forget on July 17th and 18th, join Johnny Boy and myself. We will be at ZoloCon in Pennsylvania. So make sure you guys hit us up there. If you're from PA, let us know. We'd love to hook up with you guys out there. So please join us at ZoloCon July 17th and 18th.
Yes. Crystal is salty that I never made her a villain in Russ. Crystal, if it makes you feel better, you're a villain in real life right now for me. You're just constantly just jab. She's my arch nemesis over here.
Yes, and nerds, this is Sparta. So anyway, I see our guest is in the waiting room.
Oh, he's ready to come in.
Yes, he's ready to come in. He's ready to pop it off. So we're going to show off a bidding trailer, and we're gonna bring our guest in.
Let's do it.
Join us this summer for the epic fantasy series Forbidden, coming to Kickstarter.
All right, so there that was. Let's bring in Charles Santino.
That was fast, man.
That was quick. That was the promo.
That was quick. There he is.
Hello there.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening. Look at that. Got the hat, got the gear. I love it. Welcome to the show.
Just in case you're not sure what I'm promoting.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes,
let me tilt that so you get the poster,
Boom.
the hat. So I get the feeling you guys are East Coast.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Where you at?
I'm in New York.
I'm in Jersey.
Somewhere in Jersey.
Okay, well, New York can mean many things. Where in New York?
Oh, you're asking for too much information.
He's like the IRS. He's gonna collect his taxes.
I mean, you're asking a lot. Who's asking the questions here, Charles?
Hold on a second. Is it in the 5 boroughs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I was born in Astoria.
Oh, there you go.
You're born in Astoria, Queens.
Born in Astoria.
Nice.
Grew up on Long Island.
Oh, look at that. Are you a Mets fan? Islander fan?
I really don't follow sports that much.
Okay. All right.
What high school did you go to?
Lie to you.
Well, I'm not in Queens. I'm actually in Westchester, Charles.
Westchester.
I'm in Westchester County, right outside New York City.
Okay,
so.
I'm upstate actually.
Oh, okay, all right.
I grew up in Queens, and then
this is the guy from Queens.
Yeah.
Over here.
Okay, where in Queens, Sam?
Everywhere. Richmond Hill, Briarwood, and Jamaica, Queens.
Okay, yeah, I lived in Jamaica for a while.
Yes, I went to Hillcrest High School.
Yeah, I took the subway into my job in Manhattan, 8 miles away, and I had to give myself an hour and a half on the subway to be sure to be at work on time.
Especially on the weekends, because the weekends was the shuttle trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, living in Long Island, I'm sure it was hard to get anywhere without traffic. Long Island has that incredible traffic.
Now, when I lived in Jamaica, I was actually closer to Kew Gardens, right?
Oh yeah, I went to PS 99 and Kew Gardens.
I knew it was time to get out of there when I started getting on the subway and going backwards 4 stops to go to Jamaica so I could get a seat.
Oh man!
Yes.
And then take the rest of the trip in, because by the time the Jamaica train got to my stop in Kew Gardens or near Kew Gardens, all the seats were taken. That's when I realized, okay, this is insane. I'm leaving.
Yes. I elementary school in Kew Gardens. I lived in Kew Gardens and I went to PS 99 up the hill.
Yeah, I was right near. I lived right near the Bishop something or other. The Catholic High.
Yeah.
On Queens Boulevard.
Nice. Yes, I used to go and play at what's that park called? Forest Park.
Yeah, but
Yes,
now I
yes.
live in the country upstate.
Nice. Yes. So
What-
we have
what a
some
nice
people in the
change.
audience from the Bronx.
Yes.
Yes.
Boogie down. We got a couple of the nerds of the round are from the Bronx, and so is Crystal. She's originally from the Bronx. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have some New Yorkers in the house here. So Charles, we started the show off with your book and the trailer, and that looks amazing. I mean, the Rammer, is that how we pronounce it? Rammer?
Yeah, and fortunately, most people are getting it right.
Nice. Nice. There you go. So we talked a little bit about where you grew up. Okay. I know you wrote this story. So where does your writing start from? What inspired you as a kid to get into writing? What happened? How did that go down?
Well, at about 12, 13 years old, I realized I was not going to be pitching for the Yankees.
Nice.
I was in Little League, and when puberty hit, that really separates the men from the boys.
Isn't it sad
Yes.
but true?
Yeah, and I realized, okay, baseball's fun, but that's not going to be a career for me. So maybe I could write Spider-Man.
That's an option.
And then I realized I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to write comics, and so I went in a different direction. I did end up in the late 80s with Marvel doing Conan and a bunch of other stuff for them. And then since then, I've bounced around from a number of different publishers, including so-called regular book publishers like Bantam and Penguin, doing graphic novels for them.
Nice. Good job. Well, what have been some of your favorite, I guess, work that you've worked on?
Well, I'm doing some web comics right now for Edgar Rice Burroughs, the Tarzan people.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got there, though, all the good stuff was taken, like Tarzan and John Carter. So I'm doing these, I guess you'd call them melodramas, soap operas, whatever. Edgar Rice Burroughs was really very, very prolific. He was kind of the Stephen King of the 1920s. When I did work for Bantam, I did the first graphic novel based on the work of Louis L'Amour, the Western writer. And that had Tom Yates art, which was really nice.
Nice. So, speaking about because I'm a writer myself. Sam and I create stories. When it comes to sitting down and putting a story on paper, right? When your process, tell me about your process for writing, whether it's a graphic novel or a comic book. What are your steps? What do you do to get in that mode?
It's a little bit different than what most people do who are only writers. This is something that somebody who's a writer and an artist will do,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just a writer. So I'll start with a 25-word description of the story. And I actually try to get it to exactly 25 words. And if that gets to the point where it's so exciting that I have to move forward, then I'll write an outline. The outline will be maybe 2 or 3, 4 pages for a 20-page story.
Mm.
Then the next step is unique to me and maybe a handful of other people who are just writers. I actually draw the comic book.
Mm.
Now, when I say draw, I mean draw. It's even if I look at it a day later, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
Nice.
But I just need to see that it's going to work visually. And when I know it's going to work visually, then I'll write my script based on my chicken scratches. And I never show the artist the chicken scratches unless there's a panel or two that I just can't describe in words, and then I'll show them exactly what I mean. In the first issue of Rammer, and also in the preview issue, the number 0, the free preview issue, there is my drawing of the first page, the splash page, which is absolutely awful. But Paulo Perez, when he looked at that and my written description, he understood what I meant, and he did a great drawing based on my horrible drawing.
Nice.
Wow, that's interesting. I love the process.
Absolutely. So what?
There's a few other writers who are not artists who use this process, and it actually used to be much more common in the 40s and 50s. It's called storyboard scripting.
Right.
but there are maybe 3 or 4 writers who are not, I keep using that proviso, not artists, just writers who use that technique.
Right. So you had to have been influenced from somewhere, considering that you weren't an artist, and it takes some courage to try to visualize and interpret your words onto a page, so that way you get a good understanding of the direction you want to go. So where did that influence come from, and what gave you the courage to say, you know what, I'm just going to sketch it out and see what I come up with?
Well, because I wanted to be an artist. And so when I was 13, 14, 15, I was drawing my own comics, and they were pretty awful. And I realized, okay, I'm not going to be an artist. I can probably write, and so I'll go in that direction. And it was wanting to be an artist and realizing that's not going to happen.
Right. Okay.
It's weird because, you know, you talk about doing that and kind of like almost like storyboarding. I think Grant Morrison might do it that way too.
Yes.
I think he uses that method that you're talking about. But so once you have that story on paper and you send it out to the artist, how hard are you on the artist? Are you like, hey man, that's not what I meant, or do you kind of just let them do their thing and let them kind of just create as they are also drawing?
No, I pound on the artist, and Paulo Perez, I make very few changes and corrections. He is, we have something of a psychic connection. And I recently posted this on Facebook. I had an idea for a design for a character, which is in the 3rd story, which he's starting to draw now. Mm-hmm. And I found some reference material. I found an old Steve Ditko comic book from DC Comics. I think it was Shade the Changing Man. And there was a female character. I really liked her costume. And I thought about sending him this picture, but I didn't. I just sent him the description of the character. I said she's tall and gets in a lot of trouble. Right. That's all I told him. He sends me this picture back that it was almost the costume that I didn't send. And I thought, and then I sent it to him and I said, you take a look at this. This is the picture I didn't send you. So he and I are very, very simpatico, and I don't do a lot of corrections with him. Yeah. Although when I do, it can go over and over and over again. For the 2nd story, he sends me the splash page, and it was almost perfect. And I said, okay, we just need to tweak this one little part of it. And we went back and forth 6 times. And finally I said, okay, just cover up that part with a rock, because we're not getting that right. But most of the time, 95% of the time, no corrections to what he's doing. He always picks the best angle. Yeah. But if an artist is, if I'm not that simpatico with the artist and we're going back and forth, he's probably not the right artist. Yeah. But most artists, I can sense ahead of time whether it's going to work. And and I've gotten really, really lucky lately with the artists that I'm working with.
Yeah, I love the artwork on the book that we have right now. And let's talk a little bit about Rammer. It says they're master thief in a future police state. So tell us a little bit more about the story and what your inspiration for the story was.
Well, I really like the Batman animated style of what DC did in the 90s. And I like crime stories, and I like stories told from the point of view of a thief rather than a detective. So with a crime story, as opposed to a mystery story, you don't know who did it, you got to figure it out. Right. And I never liked mystery stories because if I figure it out, I think the story wasn't smart enough. And if I don't figure it out, I feel like I wasn't smart enough. With a crime story, you know who did it. It's just a question of whether they're going to get caught or not. And I like caper stories, I like crime stories, and I like stories about thieves. So I thought, well, this is a comic. I don't want to show guys in suits sitting around apartments. So what can I show? I'll set it in the future. I'll set it in a future police state, because that's going to make things really, really tough on somebody who wants to be a thief. And it'll have a science fiction angle. He's got wrist blasters. He's got leg jets, and it's all powered by the ram scoop, which sucks in hydrogen atoms. It's on his chest, and that converts the energy into the blasters and the leg jets. On his back is a compact fusion reactor. Now, this is no more ridiculous than a guy bitten by a radioactive spider. Okay, yeah. So right. It is completely ridiculous, but that's what's on his back, and that's what powers his blasters and his jets.
So, in this future state that you've created, what would be some of the challenges that he would face? Pretend that I don't understand what a future state is.
Well, there's a one world government called the Global Freedom Authority, the GFA. That's what they call themselves, and the police are pretty much everywhere. And if you are caught, instead of going to jail for a couple of years, you'll probably be in a slave labor camp for about 40 years until you drop dead.
Wow.
So the penalties are a lot stiffer. So you really want to avoid being caught.
So what are some of the tools that the law enforcement use to try to detect and apprehend thieves?
Primarily robot cops called Ruptors, and they're everywhere. They're pretty powerful and they're very fast, but they're also just robots. So they're not particularly smart.
That's awesome. I'm reading some of the material that you sent us over, and some of and for everybody who's watching, this is Charles Santino, and we're talking about his Indiegogo crowdfunding project called Rammer #1, which is on Indiegogo right now. So if you guys hit the link, check it out,
yes.
Make your pledge.
The link is in the chat.
Yeah, I need one more backer to get over the top.
There you go. There you go. So now, during the Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign, according to what you sent us, we get to look over your shoulder and find out how you assembled the first issue. So tell us a little bit about what that exactly entails.
Yeah, in the there's a free preview issue that you can get, a number 0, and there's some newsletters that I've also written for the so-called fan club that will show you how this was put together, start to finish, the sketches I've done and the thought process that went into it. Also, it's also important to know that this is kind of a hybrid because I'm not 100% independent. I do have a publisher, Marcosia. They're based in the UK, and they have published the digital version of this, which is available on Comixology, and they allowed me to do a crowdfunding for a print version. Nice. There will be a collection eventually. The first, let's say, maybe 3 issues will be collected in trade paperback. That'll be available on Amazon and available in bookstores in the United States. I'm going to make sure, though, that certain things that are in the first 3 issues are not going to be in the collection. So that you still want to have the first 3 issues either digital and or print.
Nice.
Cool. How did you I guess link up, so to speak, with your publisher all the way out in the UK? How did that happen?
This is the 3rd project I've done with them. The first project, I had an agent that couldn't place it to save his life. And within 13 days of me taking that over,
wow,
I found Marcosia. And then they published my 2nd project and now my 3rd. And I feel like I'm in pretty good company because they get 100 submissions a month.
Wow.
And they pick 1. So I'm batting 3 for 3. That means that they rejected almost 300 proposals to pick my 3.
Wow.
So I feel very gratified. It's probably the best relationship I've ever had with a publisher.
That's incredible.
That is fantastic.
And it just shows the amount of loyalty, I guess, that they have to you at this point, and that's very comforting.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Harry Marcos, who runs Marcosia.
Awesome. Now, is there a reason why? I guess like you said, they're waiting for them to print out the issues. Are they going to be printing them out single issues, or are they going to be doing a graphic novel?
No, they only do trades in
That's right.
print.
Gotcha.
The market for floppies is now pretty much, it's Marvel, DC, and a few big independents.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they do is they publish a bunch of issues digitally. They've allowed me to do this in print, and then they collect it into a trade paperback. And they're already into profitability by the time they get to the trade paperback because of the digital sales.
Right. Yeah, there's no overhead, I guess, at that point. There's no printing costs. So for those who are listening and watching, Rammer is on Comixology, so check that out. It is on Comixology right now. So if you go to Comixology, type in, and now Rammer, that's an interesting name. Why Rammer? What does that mean?
The name relates to the Ram scoop device on his chest, and the reason it's not Rammer, Rammer, is because I wanted the name of the character to also be the web address. And originally he was called Rammer ER. And so I did that web address, and there's a company in Finland that manufactures heavy equipment, and they had that web address. So I thought, okay, how about Rammar?
Right.
And that was taken by a chain of grocery stores in Turkey.
Oh, man.
So I thought, okay, how about Rammur? Still would be pronounced about the same. And that was available, so I snapped that up. And then I thought, okay, well, this is science fiction. It's the future. And the more unique the name is, the easier it is to trademark it and for people to for it to be unique. So I thought maybe it's not a bad thing that I didn't get the first two names I wanted.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is definitely different. It's definitely different. I actually do like what you've done with the Indiegogo campaign. The preview, the trailer that we played was amazing. Is this something that you want to see animated? Is that what the future of Rammer holds, or what are your plans? I hope so.
Yeah, I think I've done all the heavy lifting for any animation company that's interested. The video was done by Marco Perugini. He's an Italian artist, and he did two stories in Rammer, two short stories, the 6-page backup story about Rammer, and then another backup story in the comic within the comic, Topps Tales of the Police State. And I gave Marco the music, which I bought the rights to, so you don't have to worry about a copyright strike on that. Yeah. And I gave him all the artwork from Paulo Perez in the main story, and Marco created a really, really fine video.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, man.
I'm not a big fan of heavy metal, but I think the music works great.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
pulling up,
I'm pulling up the slideshow. I mean, yeah, I have like your images playing. I'm going to put them up in a second.
Absolutely. So what are some of the perks that people get on the Indiegogo campaign? Charles, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've tried to keep this really simple and stripped down for two reasons. I don't have the time or energy to administrate a gigantic campaign with, you just interviewed Phil Russert, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Last time I checked, he had 17 variant covers on his comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're up to 19 now, I think.
And God bless him. Okay. Here's how many variant covers I have. 0. 0 variant covers. One comic. The perks are the comic signed, 48 pages. The comic with an original sketch by Paulo. The comic with the propaganda poster done by Matt Chick, and the comic and both of those things. That is it.
Done.
And simplicity, because I can't administrate a more complicated campaign than that. And maybe people are ready for something that they can digest in 5 seconds.
No, that is a quick one. I mean, this is what you see is what you get type of campaign.
When I pulled it up, I was surprised. I was taken back. I was like, oh, wow, he only has a couple of rewards. I was like, oh, that's different.
Well, the concept whole concept of Rammer and the approach is a tremendous advantage and also a disadvantage. It's an advantage because it's completely unique. It's not zombies. It's not military teams. It's nothing like that.
Right.
So it's all by itself. But that's also a disadvantage because you can't say, well, it's like this and it's like this and it's like that.
Right.
No, it's not like anything else. So that's an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. So I try to strike a balance between the fact that it's all by itself being good and all by itself, well, I kind of have to explain it because I can't relate it to anything else.
Yeah.
Right. So now, how did you land on the look? Because I love how did you land on the look of the book, the characters, the art style, the coloring style?
Well, the first artist to draw the character was Joe Staten, literally 27 years ago. A very different version of the character. And the second artist was a guy named Andrew Wendell, who did a bunch of work in the 90s for Valiant. And Paulo is the third. And so it was a long process of refining the look of the character. And Paulo added a couple of things. On the cover, you see his trench coat.
Right.
But originally it was just what I call a bolero jacket, kind of a very short jacket. But I decided that it might be a good idea for him to be able to cover things up. And so the bolero jacket actually transforms into that trench coat. So it was a lot of collaboration between me and three artists, but I would say Paulo is probably the most responsible for the way the way the art looks and the way the character looks.
And now, as far as the colorist, how did you land on that?
Paulo is a penciler, inker, and colorist.
Oh, wow.
So every one of the artists in this book, and there are 5 of them, all did pencils, inks, and color for their own art. So instead of having 15 different people to deal with, I only had 5. And I didn't simply do that for convenience. I did it because each artist was really good at every stage. And if Paulo had been good at pencils, inks, but not colors, I would have found a different colorist. But he's doing a great job on everything, as are all the artists.
Yeah. I like that you have different artists on the book, but they all pretty much, the character doesn't necessarily change. You've kept the look of the character consistent. At least I'm seeing that. And I don't know if there's any changes in the preview pages that you have on your Indiegogo. There's that page with him and that young lady where she's tied up or he's bringing her up.
That's Marco. That's Marco. And Marco's definitely got a different style. But what I've said to every one of the artists is we want to kind of work in that animated style. Yeah. I don't want you to not draw the way you draw, but can you draw in this style? And that's the qualifier for all of these artists. When I approached Paulo, when I approached Marco, I said, look, I like what you do, but it's got to be in this style. And every one of the artists has managed to hit that style, but also be their own individual.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I mean, that the fact that you were able to get artists to kind of do that's pretty amazing, because you can get lost in your own quote unquote style and then you just draw it your way, and it's like, well, that's not the character. It's
thanks. I've worked very hard at trying to create what I would call a house style, but with some individuality.
Yeah, perfect. There's a nice mix of that here. Tell us about that Topps Tales of the Police State. What is that, like a side? That's like a completely side story with different characters. Is that part of what Rammer belongs to?
These are funky little, very depressing stories that take place within his universe, just to give you a taste of what everyday life, not the life of a romantic, criminal, but just everyday life in the police state is like.
Okay.
And each one of the stories, they're more vignettes than stories. They're really short. The first one is 2 pages, and the second one is 4 pages, and they're self-contained. All of the stories in Rammer are self-contained. The lead story with Rammer is 24 pages, self-contained. The backup story with Rammer, 6 pages, self-contained, and the 2 top stories. And the reason that there is a tops to begin with is originally I thought Rammer was going to be a webcomic, and the artist that I hired was really good, but not fast enough. So I thought, let me create a comic within the comic. So one week I'll post a Rammer story, the next week I'll post a top story, go back and forth, give the artist some breathing room. Once I decided it wasn't going to be a webcomic, I thought, I'm going to keep tops. I think it's a good idea. It might draw in a different crowd, somebody who, excuse me, might feel a little guilty about the guilty pleasure of a pulpy story about a criminal. And if you're a fan of the Fantagraphics or, the alternative comics, maybe you'd be maybe you'd be happier being depressed reading a top story.
Got it. Now, the book on Comixology is 52 pages.
With the covers, yeah.
With the covers. Now, you did mention that there were going to be a couple of things that will be different. Are these differences that you're talking about that, are they going to be in the Indiegogo campaign that you can't get on Comixology, or how's that going to work?
The Comixology 48-page or 52 with the covers is identical to what's available on Comixology for $2.99. Yeah. So I'm hoping that anybody that's sitting on the fence is going to spend $2.99 on the digital and go, boy, I need the print of this. And the plan is when I collect the first 3 issues, when Marcosi collects the first 3 issues, there will be certain things that are in all 3 issues that will not make it to the graphic novel, and there will probably be things that are in the graphic novel that are not in the 3 issues. So you got to have everything.
Yeah. No, excellent. That's smart. Very smart. I like it. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's on Comixology right now for $2.99. Pick up Rammer on Comixology, links below. And then on Indiegogo, you are 26 days away from the campaign ending, and you are pretty much 97% of the way there. So
yeah, the next backer puts me over the top.
There you go. So be that next backer. If anybody's watching, definitely go on Indiegogo. The link is on here. Check that out. Is there anything else that you can tell us about this project that we haven't already spoken about, Charles?
Well, let me boot up my talking points here.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see. The book is finished, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's on Comixology. Rammer, we talked about simplicity. Rammer has 2 interests in life, money and women. It doesn't get much simpler than that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we want to say. We talked about the self-contained stories.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we talked about, we pretty much covered it all. The pricing includes shipping. The Indiegogo crowdfunding price includes shipping in the U.S. Okay. If you're not in the U.S., you know the routine. You got to pay whatever the post office says, which can be pretty outrageous.
Yes.
Overseas, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's whatever it is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Now, the campaign ends 26 days from today. How soon will we be able to get this book? You said it's completed already. So as soon as, I guess, the campaign ends, you'll be packaging
I'll get it printed. And depending on how many people go for the original art, I'll have to get that drawn. Paulo is in Brazil, so he'll draw however many sketches we have and ship that to me. But if you're just ordering the print comic, that should only take a couple of weeks to get that printed.
Sweet. This is good. I love the look. I love the book. The concept looks freaking cool. I'm looking at this thing now. I can't wait for it to be done because I definitely would love to see this printed. I love the artwork. Thank you so much, Charles, for being on the show. We really appreciate you. And we're definitely, if anybody, whoever's watching out there, make sure you go to Indiegogo right now and make that pledge. One more pledge puts them over,
yes.
which makes the the campaign a complete success. I mean, it already is. You have 21 backers in there, so that is very awesome. Thank you, Charles, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and you're welcome to come back whenever you have. I'd love to talk about the other projects that you've already completed.
Yeah.
With your company. So next time, let's
if you go to the Indiegogo, you'll also see a synopsis of what the actual first story is all about. Mm-hmm. What that story is all about. It's a heist story, obviously, and you'll also see the Rammer Manifesto. And I'll just read you the first 2 lines of the Rammer Manifesto. If you think testosterone is a kind of poison, if you think macho is a dirty word, then Rammer is not for you. There's more to it than that, but go to the Indiegogo, you'll get all the details.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Very nice meeting you, and nice talking about the East Coast.
There you go. Yes, you're not a real member of the craze. You're always welcome back. Mi casa, su casa.
Thanks a lot. I'll be around.
All right. Thanks,
Definitely.
buddy.
Thanks. Take care.
And we're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back.
Do you have a Kickstarter campaign and you're trying to figure out how to get the word out? You look online and you see the competition is fierce. Comic-Cons are slowly coming back, but in the meantime, how do you spread the word? You worked for hours creating your campaign. You post on as many social media sites as possible, trying to get the word out to no avail. Well, look no further. Why not sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze Podcast, the fastest growing indie podcast in the market today? That 30-second promo can get you an extra 2 to 3 backers or more. Who knows? Let's go. Hit the link below and get one step closer to a successful campaign.
One step closer to a successful campaign. So hit the link below. Check out Indiegogo. Check out Rammer. The artwork is fuego. The story is funny. I think it's gonna do well.
Yeah. No, I love it. We were wondering why I guess the publisher wasn't printing it, and there it is. They're collecting it in one, and they're.
Well, it's a smart. It's less. I mean, if you believe in a product, it's less riskier. Than trying to move single issues. You know what I mean? And so I think that's just a smarter investment. You can get more. If you get the ISBN number and barcode, you can get it into stores outside of comic stores. Yeah.
As much as I like the single issues, I think that graphic novels, obviously, and trade paperbacks have a longer shelf life also. So
they do.
You can keep that book. Yeah, you can keep that book on the shelves for a lot longer than a monthly comic. And when you're an independent, or when you're somebody who's, who not too many people know, when you're not Todd McFarlane, who has all these books pre-ordered, I think, like you said, it's just a safer bet for that publisher to be able to get some of that money back that they're investing in your book. So, I'm glad that Charles came on. Thank you so much, Charles, for coming on and talking to us about your process, about where you grew up, about all of that stuff. So it was a nice interview with Charles.
Absolutely. Funny guy. You could tell he's from the East Coast.
Very funny.
He has that New York humor. Yes. So it's fascinating. I love doing these shows because, number one, you learn about new concepts that are out there, but also the creators, the process, the mindset. Everybody approaches things differently, but still get to that same destination that they intended to get to. I really enjoyed it.
Nah, it was good. And don't forget, everybody, we are going live again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're going to have another guest on our show. We're going to be promoting their product. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m.
I think his name is Hicks.
On Catch the Craze, yes.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, Sammy's going to roast
What's in the box?
Roast me.
Rush 5377.
I'm ready. Tune in.
The vintage version versus the modern version. I still love the vintage version. I'm just saying. That's just me. When I looked at your version of where you drew Russ, I mean, it was just something about that style always appealed to me.
Yeah, the big head, the big round head. Yeah, so definitely check that out. And if you want to grab a copy of the book, go to my website, getyourmeds.com. But yeah, so that's on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to have Law from the Nerds of the Round.
Yes.
And we'll be talking to him about his projects and the nerds. So tune into that. And then I think Saturday, are you going live Saturday?
And so for all you artists out there, what's a good time to do a live stream drawing session on the weekends? You know, so I've been trying to find the right sweet spot to get the right amount of people. You know, it varies between times. So, you know, I'm putting this out there for any artists out there. If you're watching this on replay, if you're listening to us on Spotify, or iHeartRadio, what is a good time to do a live stream artist, you know, drawing session on a Saturday and on a Sunday? Because I'm trying to find that right time to get enough engagement. Because what I'm realizing that when I go on Instagram, I get tons of engagement. But when I go on like Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live simultaneously, it's far and few between. So it's like for every 10 people that are joined on Instagram, I'll get one that joins on all three combined. You know, so trying to figure out that right sweet spot to try to build that audience around the artwork.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
I think you need to put it on a shirt because I think I heard that a few times. I think you have sneakers on because you're like the running man. You're running that joke to the ground.
Shots fired, Crystal.
Oh, you crazy.
You wilding out, son.
He's wilding out.
Ooh, this kid is on fire.
This guy is on fire.
Wow. You set yourself up for that one, Chris. But anyway, for anybody who's watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment on the video. Help us get bigger and bigger and bigger. We have our 300th episode coming down the
countdown
pipe
to
sometime
tree.
in August.
Where is that thing?
And then in September, we are going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary. We've been on the YouTube waves and on
George is bringing me flowers.
dead flowers.
Dead flowers. You see that? You don't bring me flowers anymore.
So check that out. 2-year anniversary. It's happening. It's coming soon. 300.
Oh, damn. This is for you.
Wow.
Yo, she got. I think the feelings. Nothing more than feelings.
And you know you're screaming when you type everything in capital letters.
Yeah, she's mad. She's like, "Oh, if she was here, she'd probably scratch my eyes out."
Yeah, now Chris is from the Bronx, bro.
I think I hit a nerve. She even threw Trump out there. Wow. Fake news.
She says it trumps your art skills.
She's like, it's like fake news. That's fake news because Trump's always fake news. So she said, I really have skills.
Fighting. Oh man, that's fun. But yes, no.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Nah, I'm not gonna bring it up on this show.
Oh man.
You know, when a girl gets mad, she'll just start going at you, no matter what, and rip you apart. That's what she's like. You know, it's I love Krista. Jeez. That's why George forgot your shout out.
Bro, I'm good. I'm good right now. What are you doing? Here she comes. She's typing away. I can feel the fingers.
There's a disturbance in the force.
I feel the disturbance. There's definitely. We better sign off before she comes back. Why you gotta do this, man? I'm good, Chris. We're good.
He's nervous. He's nervous. So Yo, if I go down, you go down.
Palms are sweaty.
If I go down, you go down. It's like, oh hell no. It's like Vatos Locos forever.
I'm in them right now. She's coming. Oh jeez. Anyway, for those still watching, don't forget to subscribe. And tomorrow again, we're gonna go live. We have a full week of shows for you.
Yes.
Guys
and then next week we have 2 really good shows. Also, we have another Kickstarter campaign on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we are talking to the promoter of the Garden State Comic Fest to do a recap of his show. He's going to tell us about the highlights of the show and the future of his events.
Yes,
So
Dave O'Hare.
Dave O'Hare. Yeah. So next week's that, and then the following week we have
Lisa
Malone of Maloney Management.
Maloney Management.
Yes. So she'll be talking about what she does. She represents in artists, indie creators, and so she'll be talking about what her services provide. So we have a chock full of events coming up the next few weeks. A lot of great guests.
Yeah. The show on the 22nd is at 7:15.
That one's at 7:15. Yeah.
That one's an early show. The other shows, we're going to start going live at 8 o'clock, guys. I think it's just a better time for everybody.
Yes.
You know, they finished having dinner. They're ready to just kind of relax, chill, and watch us on YouTube. So,
yes. George is always forgetting.
What did she do?
She said George is always forgetting. 25 years, bro.
25 years.
Hanging on a string. I am just a puppet on a string, and you can't do most anything with me.
Like, I'm telling you. Listen, Chris, we go back. Yesterday, I was at Mercy College for a few. I was with John.
That's what you're going to be begging for Mercy. But go ahead.
We went over to Mercy, and did I not hit you up and say, yo, Chris, guess where I'm at? I'm at Mercy College. And we had
Did he give you a shout out then?
Reminiscing moment.
When they reminisce over you, my God.
And I don't know if the shout out that she's asking about is for the Kickstarter campaign. Remember, those things are coming down the pike. Your shout out will be for the entire month. I asked to be a villain. George says nope. I asked him to draw for me. He ghosts me like I was asking for child support. I asked him to wear Mickey ears. He says, I love Universal. I never did.
Oh, yeah. George is tricky with words. You got to watch.
Yo, Sam, wait, hold on. Time out. 20 seconds, time out. Hold on. Crystal, why do you fall? Why? You're smarter than this. Why do you fall for this man's tricks?
You started it. See? Crystal, remember when I say he's smart with his words? Here he comes. Watch. God. He's going to whip it into action. Everybody watch. Get your popcorn. He is a master at work. He's a master Jedi.
Crystal, all you said was, I can do a mean stick figure. And then he attacked your stick figure joke, saying that you've been running that joke for a few.
Oh, you see? He's trying to get himself out. This is where the slick Rick comes in. He's trying to get himself out of it by deflecting.
He throws in a quick, hey, George.
This is a new episode of Judge Judy.
Here you are. You fall for it all the time, Chris. You got to be better than that, Chris. You got to.
Oh, he's saying you're slow, Chris. You heard what he just said?
Don't let this guy do this to
he just threw you in the gutter. Look what he's doing. 25 years, Chris.
He's a manipulator.
25 years. He's like Wimpy from Popeyes. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That's you. He's Brutus. He's just bullying you into.
I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm popped by the sailor man.
He sings a song and he thinks everybody will forget all the evil things he did. Look at him. He's laughing at us. Crystal, don't do it. We'll talk later.
He's sweating. He's like, wait, hold on. Hold on, Jordan. Superstar.
Oh, man. Oh, he's terrible.
He's terrible.
You're terrible.
I don't care about Sammy because Sammy doesn't matter. Oh, I don't matter. Oh, I love it. You matter more to me. Sammy is like those bootleg things. But you know what? You gotta have those bootlegs, man. You know, because you can't ride or die with the boys on the block. So you get the bootlegs. You say, I saw the same kung fu flick. Yeah, mine had scratches on it. You know.
Yes, you got him.
Yes, get the bootleg.
He can't stop talking.
Yes.
You got him. Chris, you got him.
Look how he flipped the script. See, that's why girls like you, Chris, get caught up. Because George is quick with the tongue. I'm just saying. He's just slick. I watched him in action. In fact, I cannot even put this on air. I have a conversation with him offline that I caught on something. I was like, wait, I read something that George wrote. I was like, oh, damn, he is good. I was like, he's slick. I am much on Casanova. Me and Romeo have never been friends.
Man, this guy, talk about deflecting. This guy is freaking Captain America's fucking shield right now. Holy cow. He's speaking Wonder Woman's fucking wristband.
Wonder Woman.
Deflecting like a
oh, Chris, man. I thought that was love, man. I used to sweat on your stuff. She wanted a sketch card. I'm putting my heart and soul in that thing. I'm like, damn.
Sammy's like those bootleg things.
Yo, I'll be sloppy seconds.
Damn, not even Canal Street. She said for the road. Oh man.
Yo.
Anyway.
Yo, my bootleg table was profitable. I'm selling those DVDs.
Yo, them Louis Boutons are freaking awesome.
I know, right? those
Psyches are great.
I know those goopies.
Oh snap!
Oh snap!
Listen, we're going off. It's 9 o'clock. You know what time it is. I gotta go to bed. Thank you so much for watching.
So remember.
Yes,
please pledge to Rammers on Indiegogo. The link is in the summary. It's also in the chat 10 times over. It's a really cool concept. Give that concept a shot. And when you pledge, let us know that you pledge. Give us a thumbs up saying, yo, what? I pledged to this book. And don't forget, join me and Jonathan the Psycho Cyphex as we vlog our way from New York to PA, heading over to ZoloCon July 17th and 18th. Join us tomorrow night, live 8 p.m. as we talk to another special guest about their campaign. Don't forget, don't miss Thursday's episode of What's in the Box with George the Dreamer Medina's Rush 5377. And join me this weekend. Let me know what time you want me to go live, and I'll do it. And I'll be joining something. I just don't know what it is. And Friday we have Law for the Nerds of the Round. If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share it with a friend, help us grow, and don't forget, countdown to 300. In August, we're going to celebrate our 300th episode. And so we'd like 30 people in the chat room, and we'd like to have 3 raffles. So we want 333, peep. So we appreciate you, Krista. And we appreciate, who else was in the chat today? Michael Martino, Diggs, by the way. Thank you, Diggs, by the way. Thank you, Nerds on the Round.
Yes.
And thank you, Charles Santino. And I'm
Santino.
Sam, the Crazy Man Vera.
Yes, sir. And I'm George the Dreamer Medina. Chris Hicks, Dark Hero, tomorrow, 8 p.m.
And Crystal, mwah, mwah. We're out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce. No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him
Say my name,
right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh, Lord.
He described me. He said, I'm the...
What? Catch the craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.